When I went into the night shelter, I imagined that most people there would have drink or drug problems, and that turns out not to be the case at all. Most of the people there are perfectly respectable, they're just the victim of circumstances.
When I came to you guys at night shelter back in October, I'd already been homeless for 2 years, but I've been living in a tent, but not one person would have known I was homeless because of how I dressed and presented myself day to day.
There was people there that had addictions, but they were getting help for it. But quite a lot of people in there were working. They were going out working during the day and coming back, and obviously having a room and a bed to go to at the end of the day after having a hard day's work.
There's all types of different people there, all sort of basically down on their luck, and it could be slightly to do with drugs, but I've never met anyone at the shelter that had anything to do with drugs. Alcohol, everyone likes to have a drink, and a lot of people were in my sort of position that just became homeless for not too much fault of their own.
I did try alcohol once, but I didn't really like the feeling. So I've become teetotal. I don't drink and I don't take any drugs, and I never have taken any drugs. So where people coming along with people in a night shower just taking drugs or they've done something wrong in the past, it's not true.
I work at a college, I work with students, not allowed to take drugs. I don't take drugs. I don't drink. I'm just a normal sort of person who has fallen on hard times, and I'm trying to rebuild my life.
There is a perception out there that we're all drug-addled alcoholics, just come out of prison. They'll say the word paedophiles. There is that perception. And I'm doing a lot of talks, especially my fundraising, regarding changing that perception. I'll give you an instance. So I was presenting in front of a very, very large blue chip company only 3 weeks ago. I met the chief executive, he shook my hand and wiped his hand down his trousers. And I looked at him and I could feel my face going red with anger, and I thought, I'm not going to say anything because I'm here to try and raise some money and do the right thing. But the guy did it subconsciously.
So a couple of months ago I applied for work, and because I was at night shelter, I was labelled. It's because they always assume that because I'm at the night shelter or I'm at Westview that I do drugs and alcohol.
I got funny looks. I didn't suffer any verbal abuse of any description. I think that's probably because I wasn't homeless that long. But I did get funny looks. People would look down at me, and I knew what they were looking at.
So the whole conception of you're homeless, you're obviously drinking special brew from morning to night and you're on other drugs, it's a load of crap, it really is. It comes more down to mental health and people coping with mental health to why the drugs and that.
Not everyone that's homeless is a drug addict. It's just people find themselves in these circumstances through no fault of their own. It's just sort of like something's happened in their life that's made them end up in this position.
The attitude that everybody that lives in night shelter has got some massive problem with drugs, alcohol, so which is not true. It's not true. It's a stigma which is given to people that live in these places because lots of people become homeless through no fault of their own, and it can happen to anybody.
You don't know what life's going to throw you. When you're young, don't think like, oh, I'm going to be homeless. You think, I'm going to have everything I asked for. And then sometimes life has a way of just knocking you down, like hit rock bottom. I had that many times. I mean, I've been suicidal, I've been through it all, and to see the look that people give people who are on the streets, it's disgusting how they look at them and whatnot.
There's a terrifying statistic of homeless women, something like 80% have been raped more than once.
And I remember people coming up to me and saying, why don't you get a job? And then I was assaulted, all my teeth knocked out because I was a homeless scrounger, you know, bruised, cut, and that happened, urinated on, and that happened on a regular occurrence, you know. So people need to be educated to stop that perception.
I have felt that people who talk about the night shelter are quite derogatory about how they speak about it. They think that it's the place, but I always praise the night shelter because I wouldn't be where I am without the night shelter's help and support.